Welcome to my training video on creating tables, joining the tables, and then creating queries. This is my second time using this software to record my presentation, so please bear with me. In your Visio Part 2 project, you had to design tables in Microsoft Visio, which, as you know, is a very popular technology productivity tool. What do designs lead to? Well, you probably guessed it, something concrete. Thus, we are going to make a database from the design on page 168. Let us go into more detail with the actual assignment. You will create two tables, the department table and the advisor table, in Microsoft Access. Number 2, you will enter data into the tables. I'll just click real quick here. You can see that you enter in this data and it's all within this particular slide. So you can print the slide out, and then when you get to the database, you can actually enter this information in. So in essence, we have two different tables with data put into it. You will also join the tables together so that your cardinality is one department administrator has from 0 to many advisors, which is simply a one-to-many relationship. It'll look something like this. And I'll teach you how to do this. To start making the database, we need to go to the Start panel, Start, Programs, Microsoft Office, Microsoft Access, and we get the Microsoft Access page up. We choose Blank Database, make sure that that's chosen, and then we're going to go over and name the database. We're going to name it Advisors underscore admin. Then we're going to browse to a place. Notice here it says it's going to put it into my documents, but I'm going to actually change it over to the desktop. I like to save everything there. Double check the file name, add advisors and admins.accdb. That's the default of Microsoft Access. And then I'm going to say OK, and then I'm going to click the button here, Create. Now we have actually a table here that's ready for us to input. But the next thing we're going to do, this is table 1. I'm going to go over and change the view here. Okay, so we're going to put this in design view. So I'm going to click the view button. It's going to ask us to name the table. Well, we know that we have two tables to make up. One is going to be the department table. We don't have the right table there. We just say OK. And this puts us into the actual design mode. It's going to be clicked on this key, which is a primary key, but we're going to change this ID over to department name. That's the primary key field. Department underscore name. And the data type is auto number. I'm going to change that, and we're going to change it to text, meaning that the data that can go into this field could be either text, it could be 8 letters, and it also could be numbers, but those numbers will be treated as text too. And you can actually type in a description here if you like. This is the primary key field for the department table. And then we just head on down the list here. We go, this is the admin field, admin, and that's also going to be text. We go in, we put phone, which is going to be a little bit different. What we're going to do is we're going to move down here, and we're going to go to input mask. Okay, I clicked into the input mask right here, and I clicked these 3 little dots, and it's going to say save the table first. You just say yes, and it's already highlighted the phone number, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a little mask on this phone number, and we just click finish. And then the last field we have in here is email, and that's going to be text too. Okay, so we can close this table or go back in design view, and we can actually enter our information in. Change the view. It's going to say you must first save the table. You say yes, and we can actually start putting in the information. This would be ACC, and the first admin is Tom, and the phone number is 222-222-2222, and you can put in his email address and so forth. So you can put all the information in here that's on your sheet, on your assignment sheet. Okay, so what we have to do now is create the second table. So the second table, what I'm going to do is go up here, and it says create right up here on the tab, and we're going to create what? We're going to create a table. And so we just click table, and this is table 1 now. We got the department table. The other table is actually the advisor table. Okay, so I'm going to click design view up here. It's going to say, oh, what do you want to name me? We're going to name it just like we have here, advisor name. So that's the name of the table. We say OK. And it takes us right into the view, the proper view here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to change this again. The primary key here is going to be advisor name. Advisor name. And it's to auto number. No, we're going to go text. We don't want auto number, and you can say this is the primary key field again, and you can type in the phone number. This would be phone. Again, we're going to put the input mask on, so once we get text here, we go down to input mask, 3 little dots, those ellipses, click those, save the table. Automatically comes the phone number, just finish. And now we can do the next field, which is campus address. Don't have any spaces in the field names. Microsoft Access does not like any spaces. So campus address, and then we have to put in department name. Depart name. It could be department underscore name. You can do it any way you want. Underscore name. And that's also going to be text. All right. So we have both the department table and we have the advisor name table. Okay, we have both of our tables filled with the data, both the advisor name table and the department table. And what we're going to do now is actually create a relationship between the advisor name table and the department table. How do we do that? Well, first I have to close the tables. So on department table, I go over to the X, close that one. I go to advisor table, go over to the X over here, and close that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to database tools. I click on database tools, and then we're going to go to relationships. So I click relationships, and then I want to show these tables. So right there where my mouse cursor is, I'm going to click this button here, and it's going to say tables advisor name and department name. So what I'm going to do is double click the advisor name and double click the department name. You could have also highlighted those individually and then added them. I'm going to close this dialog, show table dialog box up. I'm going to actually drag this department table over here and move this advisor name over here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this primary key and link it and drop it onto this table here. Okay, and I'm going to release my mouse cursor, and there we go, edit relationships. So it's going to say, okay, we're creating a relationship between the department table to the advisor table, advisor name table. I'm going to enforce referential integrity. The relation type is one to many. I'm going to create it. That's what it should look like. There is one admin, okay, one boss for multiple advisor names. Okay, so we've got a one-to-many relationship. Now that we have this done, we can actually go in and create our query. So what I'm going to do is go back to Home on the Home tab, and we're going to create a query. Well, we go to the Create tab. Okay, so I'm on Create, and I'm going to create a query in Design View, not by using the Query Wizard, but in Design View. So I'm going to click this, and it's going to say, okay, what tables do you want to pull the data from? Well, again, it's advisor name and department, and you'll see the relationships there. So what fields do we want? Well, I want the, let me see, the admin field. So I can double click that, or I can drag it, drop it down onto the field. Okay, you can do it either way. Advisor name. So here's advisor name. I take that, drop it down here. Department name. And campus address. All right, so we have the admin name, the advisor name, the department name, and the campus address. And what I'm going to do here is, since our criteria for the query was to pick out only the MIS ones, underneath department name, I'm going to type in capital MIS. and then click out here anywhere, and you'll see these quotations around MIS. And that means that this is text data, and it's going to look for this. And when we run the query, it should actually give us all of the advisors that are underneath this admin that have MIS. And I'm going to run the query. See this button up here? It's called the Run button. I'm going to run it now. And there we go. There's our query. We've got Jerry Wilson, or Jerry as the admin. He's the boss of Wilson, Jackson, and Nelson, all in the MIS department. And that's all we have. Now you've got your query done, you've got your tables, you've got your relationships, and that concludes this assignment.